Hey, Footclan, before we get into the rest of the Week 5 matchups and all the good stuff we have on today's show, I do want to thank today's sponsor, Fantasy Champs. Head over to fantasychamps.com, use the promo code BALLERS. You can get championship rings, championship trophies, custom engravings to commemorate your fantasy football championship. And if you play fantasy baseball, they got stuff for that as well. So check it out over at fantasychamps.com.
Hi, this is Eric Dickerson, NFL Hall of Famer, and you're listening to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast.
Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast, coming to you from the Playdraft Studios with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
It is a day of the week that is not Thursday or Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday. It's
French Friday.
It's Friday. Welcome into the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Andy, Mike, and Jason back once more. And I'm excited. Today's show is so jam-packed. We have in or out. We have all the news. We're going to talk Thursday Night Football. We have rest of the Week 5 matchups. We have the Daily Dose.
We got a Footclan giveaway.
We got a giveaway. We got a review. We've got everything. What we don't have is any folk music.
Oh, did you?
Which I traditionally enjoy. But
did you forget what day it was?
That was he was trying to avoid saying it.
No, I did not. You don't remember last week?
No.
I made a mistake on this day, and you guys went into some Rebecca Black, and I told you were real slow on the uptake there, Mike.
Nice.
I thought it was well done by you, Andy.
Did I forget what day
because that's I don't think about that stuff. That's just sleeper cell that's burned into my head.
You could call today the day that Nick Folk continued crying.
Oh man.
You could call it the day that
Is
the
it the
Patriots,
day that Roberto Aguayo was happy again?
He was just smirking in his bed somewhere.
Look,
the life of a kicker is not an easy one.
No,
unless you make your kicks.
I had one of those, those shower thoughts moments where you're real thoughtful. This morning in the shower, I was questioning whether the Bucs shot themselves in the foot when they tried to fix their kicker problem by trading up to the second round to draft the best kicker, because I feel like that moment just completely destroyed any kicker's ability to succeed in Tampa Bay. It was like
there's a curse.
Yes,
the pressure.
Roberto Aguayo's pressure was way too much for him, and he failed. But because that pressure was so high, and they cut ties with the second-round pick, whoever's coming in after that's going to suck, and whoever's coming in now, the pressure is on. If you're replacing,
you go for it now. You go for it on every fourth down here on out.
I was kind of expecting that. I mean, we remember a couple years ago, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers were having some tremendous kicker struggles, and Tomlin said, "Screw this crap. I'm not dealing with it. I'm just going to go on fourth down.
I'm going for 2, no extra points. I don't need a kicker. I get an extra man."
I'm not sure that we learned much about the New England defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Jameis Winston was ineffective for the most part of this game. He pulled together a fantasy game at the very end, and Brady disappointed. This game was not the barn burner you hoped or
Thursday
expected.
Night Football.
And no, you really need the Rams and 49ers. Bring them back. But essentially, this defense should have given up a 68-yard touchdown to Deshaun Jackson down the sideline. You had Cameron Brate drop a touchdown, drop a couple other plays. They had 3 field goals that they missed. And, it's hard to read into it too much. Like, I would still be playing people against the New England defense with some confidence.
I think that's the big question people are wondering.
But Mike Evans, disappointing performance. It was nice to see Deshaun Jackson over 100 yards for the first time. Mike, you brought it up. Play calling was an issue. You don't understand why they ran one slant to Deshaun Jackson.
It's ridiculous.
And it went for 50-something yards.
Yeah, and why not go, the fastest man on the field, perhaps we should just try and get him the ball and see what he can do. They finally did that one time.
Well, you look at what Andy Reid does with Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. Hill doesn't get the ball on every play, but they're running him back behind the line of scrimmage. They're threatening. They're faking the screen passes. They didn't utilize the speed in the way that you should.
Because Dirk Cutter's like, hey, this offense was great back in '96. It's going to keep working.
Yeah, I remember him in '96. I think he was the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils out here, and we We ran him out of town.
I don't know if he actually sounds like that. That's just what
No, that's his actual.
I imagine a man like Dirk Cutter has a growl in his voice.
All right, Mike, I'm going to let you know a little secret here. It is actually Friday.
Oh!
Footclan Friday.
Thank you, Jason.
I'll let you know a secret. I knew it was Friday.
All right. Well, look, every Friday we say thank you to the Foot Clan, our supportive community over there at jointhefoot.com, and we give away a $40 gift card to shopballers.com where you can get Fantasy Footballers shirts and gear and all of that stuff. And James Shipley is the winner today.
Congratulations, James. We appreciate your support, my friend.
Absolutely. So congrats, James. You get the gift card, and you can check out our community at jointhefoot.com. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at the FF Ballers. We're also on YouTube, iHeartRadio. TheFantasyFootballers.com is the website. And you can always find new and exciting stuff. A reminder, Mike will be on Periscope an hour before game time on Sunday morning, once again, giving you last-minute answers to your questions and the breaking news. After the show yesterday, we found out that Rob Gronkowski was going to miss the game. We actually found that out on the Footcast, our extra episode, and broke the news there, but that was a big surprise.
It escalated very quickly from Rob Gronkowski has shown up late on the injury report, which is generally bad, and then you throw on top that it was a Thursday game, but, Gronk has a thigh problem. He'll be all right, though. He'll be out there.
He's traveling with the team.
Yeah, of course. He's not going to play. But
let's just hope it doesn't escalate like last year. Last year was a very similar situation where it was like, oh, Gronk is unexpectedly injured. Oh, he's out this game. Oh, he's on IR. He's done for the year. Let's just get back, Gronk.
It was a well-executed risk for the Patriots to sit him, give him 10 days off. They still win the game. It looks brilliant now.
Yeah. And Adam Schefter has reported that Gronk is expected to return week 6.
Yes. So also, before we get into the news and notes and the in or out injury reports, things like that, from time to time we do like to read a review from the listeners on the show. Jason takes care of that for us, and we're going to do it right now.
Review-a-saurus Rex.
This one comes in from Nick Shem. The reason I enjoy my job as a chemist. 5 stars. Life in the lab is occasionally boring. I wait the whole morning for this podcast. It actually makes my day and helps my fantasy tremendously. Only bad thing is the hour they air goes by too fast.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. Love the podcast. The only one I really enjoy when it comes to fantasy football podcasts. Well, Nick Shem, I enjoy your chemistry.
Yes. Shout out to all my scientist friends out there. Love what you're doing.
Well, it was great. You just this morning, your wife posted on Facebook the school pictures of your kids.
Yes.
And let them pick their backdrops. And I guess this is a thing you can do on school pictures.
Yeah, I think they green screen.
You got a cool school, man. My kids got like the plain old white. But
hey, public school for the win.
Your daughter picked a chemistry background, right?
My daughter is super into science. So that was not in jest. That was scientists. I love it. I was a big science guy growing up, so I'm trying to
shout out for science.
By the way,
go science.
Hot tip. If you want that hour to go by a little slower, do what I accidentally did in the car this morning. I accidentally flipped it over to half speed and then listen to myself talk about the Buffalo Bills matchup like a drunk person.
Yes.
If you put it on half speed,
we're just all inebriated.
Do you guys have any thoughts on
the
Tyrod
libations.
Taylor?
Yep.
It was pretty funny. So let's get into the news.
News and notes from around the league.
I'll be honest, Brooks, I didn't look at the news before I hit the button because I thought maybe we had a lot.
Big news.
Big news, guys. Life as a kicker is fun. Younghoe Koo has been waived by the Chargers. They signed Nick Novak.
Oh, they got Boom Boom. Nick Novak. The original Boom Boom.
The original Boom Boom.
The original Boom Boom. Nick Novak is back in town, and I'm going to use a little bit of projecting here, guys, which we do. You know, we project things on the show.
Younghoe Koo. Starting kicker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week.
I was going to go Nick Folk. Yeah, I would expect him to be cut.
Yeah. Yeah,
because this is multiple weeks now of Nick Folk failure. You can't keep rolling him out.
Josh Norman is out in week 4. Rib fracture, minor lung damage for Josh Norman. Just broke this morning, so that will affect maybe the way you look at the matchup for this week.
That's huge.
Also, Paul Perkins is out as well, so make sure
Gallman
is a decent, low end starter this week.
Yeah, he's a flex curiosity. Also, Jack Doyle's not practicing with a concussion, and we're going to go ahead and get into the rest of In and Out.
What's it going to be, McFly? Are you in or out?
All right, quarterbacks, in or out? Sam Bradford, Marcus Mariota.
I'm going to say out on both of these guys.
Yeah.
But this is one where it's certainly not a done deal. Either one could start this week, but
the hard thing is Sam Bradford is Monday night, so
yeah, so you're not going to wait.
You can't wait for Sam Bradford.
Find a better option.
Yeah.
In or out? Ty Montgomery, the 4:25 game Eastern on Sunday.
Everything points to him being in. I am calling shenanigans. I plant my flag that he will not play, and sometimes my flag burns to the ground.
I think he's going to be out. That's what I'm taking.
Yeah, I'm going to go out.
Good. Join me.
Jamal Williams.
He's practicing in full, so Jamal Williams, the man who was declared going to miss multiple weeks, is going to play.
Absolutely.
Would you rather start him or Aaron Jones?
Aaron Jones.
I don't even.
I would go Aaron Jones because if Tymont is going to miss, you're looking at some passing volume for Jones.
But I mean, Jamal Williams clearly he won the job in camp.
He won the job in camp, but he has clearly never looked as good as Aaron Jones looked last week.
Yeah, to us. But I'm saying the coaching staff has said, Jamal Williams, you're the backup. I mean, he's the only other player. Aaron Jones had not seen the field until Ty Montgomery went down, and then Jamal Williams went down. I'm just saying, I don't feel confident at all starting either Jamal Williams or Aaron Jones with Montgomery misses.
Ezekiel Elliott suffered bruised ribs against the Rams. Practicing in full. In or out?
He's in.
Wendell Smallwood, I think he's out.
Yeah, he hasn't practiced for a couple days now. Knee issue. He's probably out.
Deep league. Corey Clement. Deep league.
They have Sproles is gone. Pumphrey has been missing the whole year on IR.
If Wendell Smallwood's gone too, Corey Clement will get enough opportunity. Pick him up, stash him. If he has a decent week, maybe you can package him and trade him.
Carlos Hyde, in or out?
I'm going in.
Yeah,
limited last week, but still came in, and he's a beast.
Agreed.
Jay Ajayi, in or out?
He's in. He's still not practicing, but he didn't practice last week. I don't see him missing this game.
Matt Forte.
Going out still with the turf toe.
Yep.
Perkins, we just said he was out. CJ Prosise.
Yeah. Out. This, man, CJ Prosise, it's really unfortunate that I don't think we're going to be able to see what he can do at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, his injury history and his lack of being able to get over the little nicks and bruises has proved frustrating, but I am excited to see McKissick this week. If CJ Prosise is out, then McKissick will be involved because that was why he was brought in last time.
And this is one of those things that McKissick flashed on the screen to everyone watching that game. Looked like the most explosive runner. He's a converted wide receiver. He can catch. Still only got 10 snaps.
Right.
So this is one of those things where we saw it, and we're looking at the coaching staff saying, what are you doing? But he's still only got 10 snaps. So McKissick he's not a play for me. He's just, if you picked him up, just hold and see what happens.
All right, wide receiver in or out, Devontae Adams?
I think, yeah.
As of now,
out.
He's not cleared, so I have to say out.
Yeah.
Michael Crabtree?
I'm going back in.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much guaranteed to play.
I agree.
Marquise Lee?
He has not practiced Wednesday or Thursday. You have to check the report because if he shows up limited on Friday, you would expect him to play. But if he's out, Allen Hurns?
Yes. Allen Hurns definitely gets a bump.
All right.
What do you think is going to happen, in or out for Lee?
I think Lee is out.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, in or out, John Brown?
I think he's going to play, yeah.
J.J. Nelson?
In.
Play.
Kenny Britt?
I'm going to go out.
Yeah, I will as well. I
Kenny
think they want him
Golladay?
to be out.
He'll be out again.
Yeah. Come on, man. We got to get those smooth routes back on the field.
We talked about Jack Doyle. I think he's going to miss this game. He was limited on Thursday, didn't practice at all Friday. Ben Watson, do you think he's in or out?
He'll play.
Yeah, I think he's in.
Tyler Eifert?
Out.
No. He'll still be a couple more weeks. That being said, he is someone worth, because of his injuries right now, he's worth looking for on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
People will inevitably have to drop him because of certain, especially while people are dealing with bye weeks and short benches. I picked him up in a league where I'm fine. As barfy as the tight ends as a whole have been, Eifert, when he comes back, will be an advantage over other teams.
Well, I'm on the Tyler Eifert truther bandwagon over here. Do you really think that he will come back and be effective? I mean, we're on multiple years now of playing this game.
No, I think when he comes back, he will be effective, absolutely. But I think it'll be a couple weeks.
All right.
Yeah, you're still coming off a season in which points per game were better than Gronkowski when he actually played.
Yeah.
So he's got a little bit more grace. I'm going to give him until I won't.
I mean, the other options right now at tight end are just so gross. Where he doesn't even have to do anything that special. Just come in and be involved.
Yeah. Yeah, and just a reminder, there will be some Footclan game day alerts on jointhefoot.com on Sunday morning, updating you on the final kind of active, inactive status of many of these players. And we're going to go ahead and move into the games.
Fantasy Forecast.
All right. The Jacksonville Jaguars are heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. The Steelers are 8.5-point favorites at home in this matchup. A 43.5-point over-under, I think, reflects the conservative viewpoint that, look, the Steelers' offense is not moving the way that we expected them to, and the Jaguars' pass defense is the best in the league right now, and so they're the best pass D and the worst run D. That's the current situation, which surprises me a little with the pieces they have. Calais Campbell, he's normally been a run stopper. But this is a game where I'm still looking at Le'Veon Bell as the main benefactor of the matchup. And I do not take the approach that, Big Ben's going up against the best pass D. The offense isn't churning along the way you expect it. And I know it's a home game, but Big Ben thus far is something like 18th in fantasy points at the quarterback position. So I'm sitting Big Ben in this game regardless of the fact it's a home game.
Yeah, we talked about this around the studio yesterday. I believe I'm in the minority, but I'm not as afraid of Big Ben as kind of some of the numbers dictate that I should be. I've got Big Ben right now as my number 8 quarterback this week, so I'm willing to start him. I know the matchup is tough. I mean, the Jaguars this year, if you look at the fantasy points given up against quarterbacks, listen to this run. 8 points. 17, which is it's okay.
Yeah.
6 points, 5.3 points. I mean, that they've just been destroying quarterbacks. So that's where I'm saying some of the numbers say, well, Big Ben's offense hasn't been moving and this defense has been great. But if you look at those 3 quarterbacks they destroyed, you're talking about Tom Savage, Joe Flacco, and Josh McCown. So some of that has to be the fact that those are 3 of the, I don't know, about 3 worst quarterbacks in the league right now.
But when you destroy quarterbacks to the tune of single digits, 3 out of 4 weeks,
what
is the upside of a better quarterback?
I agree, and they have the pieces that dictate that they should be doing that, right? Boye and
Jalen Ramsey just shutting people down.
So you're starting Big Ben over Cam Newton against Detroit?
Yes.
You're starting him over Phillip Rivers against the Giants?
Yes.
Over Deshaun Watson, over Mariota, over Hoyer, over Palmer, over Wentz. That's the current lay of the land. And I get it. I mean, at home, if they get it going, the ceiling's much higher than other quarterbacks.
Right.
So makes a lot of sense. Antonio Brown, you're rolling him out there. Mike, you know what I'm going to say.
No, I don't.
I'm going to talk to you about Martavis Bryant and his actual value through 4 weeks.
We have one good game.
Okay.
And that's the numbers are the numbers.
Can I ask you a question about that good game? Did that good game come in his only game at home?
It did.
Yes, it did.
That's really cool.
The defense rests.
That's literally like the only argument you can go with is he's praying for that home road split.
The home road splits are real for Big Ben. This is going to be a really tough matchup for Martavis Bryant.
Martavis Bryant or Deshaun Jackson rest of season?
Oh, man.
I'm going D-Jax.
Yeah, I mean, D-Jax, he also got a little bit nicked up towards the end of that game.
He did come back in on the last play, but he left the field with some ice on his forearm. I think he just got smacked.
And
he always gets smacked.
He got kind of that tackle where you can't brace yourself when you're going down. But Winston has looked Yeah, he's looked rough. But oh man, I can't decide between the two. But
you have to.
I lean Deshaun Jackson.
Okay.
Unfortunately. But this 1 week, if he comes out for another home game and has success, then that trend that's what you expect from Martavis Bryant, to have success at home, kind of struggle there on the road.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if that Jaguars #1 ranked pasty holds up in Pittsburgh. Bortles, Fournette, and then you talked about Hearns. If Marquise Lee misses this game, are you willing to start Hearns at all? Because, the Steelers are the second-ranked pass defense.
I would still flex him, but I wouldn't wide receiver 1 or 2.
Fournette, you're locked and loaded.
Yes.
Bortles, you're probably avoiding.
Yes.
Especially on the road against that pass
Yep.
D. So, all right, we're going to move on to the next matchup. Before we do, I want to thank one of my favorite sponsors of this show, and that is Casper. And I have personal experience with the Casper mattress. Look, this is an obsessively engineered mattress, but what I like is that shockingly fair price. I've had this mattress for a couple of years now. They give you a 100-night free trial, so if you don't like it, they pick it up. Actually, if you don't love it, they pick it up and they refund you everything and make it easy. And I'll tell you, we love our mattress. There's over 20,000 reviews. It's got a 4.8-star review. So if you are looking for a mattress, you really can't go wrong with the Casper mattress. I personally love it. And essentially, look, no risk. So here we go. You get $50 off the Casper mattress. All you have to do is go to casper.com/footballers. Use that offer code footballers, and terms and conditions apply. But this is an absolutely great mattress. I personally love it. My wife loves it, and I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it.
Yeah, and this one goes out to all the business owners and business leaders out there. Ask yourself if you've ever said any of these things. Why is it taking accounting so long to close the books? How come I'm not getting sales information on a real-time basis? We beat our revenue goal, but we lost money. What do you mean we're getting audited? Things like that. Well, then it sounds like you've outgrown your business management software. QuickBooks and spreadsheets may have worked fine at the beginning, but there's just too many mistakes, too many delays, and you can't get fast answers. So that's why we want to tell you about the #1 business management solution for growing companies. That's NetSuite from Oracle. NetSuite lets you see what's going on with your business in real time: revenues, expenses, customers, orders, even HR. You can run your business from a dashboard on your phone. And with hands-on help, you're up and running fast. That's why thousands of companies across America use NetSuite. It's 10 times larger than its nearest competitor. It is the last business system you'll ever need. So go to netsuite.com/fantasy to get a free guide called Overcoming Your 5 Obstacles to Growth. That's netsuite.com/fantasy to get your guide and find out how NetSuite can simplify your life. Go to netsuite.com/fantasy.
All right, let's move on to the Seahawks and the Rams matchup. This game is in Los Angeles. The Rams are only 1.5-point dogs in this one. They're 3-1 on the season. And I'm really excited for this game. I'm very excited to see how the Rams offense moves. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a heck of a game. The Seahawks, Chris Carson is out. He's out for the year, so now you're looking at trying to wade through the confusion that is the backfield in Seattle with McKissick and
Lacy and Rawls.
Lacy. Is Rawls going to be active?
Good luck.
Who's it going to be? Because the reality is,
my money's on Lacy.
That's it.
By a lot.
I can't blame you. He's the one who got the call last week. Thomas Rawls was a healthy scratch, and so Carson was above Rawls. But, it's a mess. I think even Pete Carroll is just flip-flopping every single week on who he wants to play and who he thinks should be the starter. So while you pick someone out of this backfield that you are leaning towards, like Andy's leaning towards Lacy, do you feel comfortable at all plugging him into a fantasy lineup?
No.
The Rams running defense is terrible.
Sure.
And so if I needed to flex somebody, I'd be fine flexing Lacy this week. I really would. I'm going to be waiting for the last possible news to figure out how this thing breaks down. But Lacy is the guy right now. That's my opinion.
Yeah, now.
You paid him to be the guy, and if you need to flex a player, look, you're making decisions all over the map this week with the bye weeks. You're missing players. I think Eddie Lacy is somebody I'm fine starting.
It's just as likely, I think, maybe, 51%, 49% that it comes out and Thomas Rawls is the guy completely and Lacy's the backup. And whoever it is, I would agree with Andy. They should be a fine start. You can run on this son of bum Rams defense right now. They haven't been able to stop anyone. And so whoever it is should be
son of run.
Yeah. Oh, see what you did there. But it's if you throw in that kind of desperate flyer high upside in Lacy or Rawls, you need to realize that either one of them could wind up with a 0.0.
Yeah, the floor is 0 points. I mean, and that's
Hunter Henry level.
Old goose. I mean, to have a floor of 0 points that's just not something I want to deal with right now. And I know it's rough, the bye weeks, but I would be scrounging and desperately digging through the junkyard if we just hoping that like someone left a shiny penny on the ground and I could pick it up and throw it in my fancy lineup.
If we're calling Hunter Henry goose, then Phillip Rivers needs to be Maverick.
Oh, man.
Isn't that perfect?
Sure.
Come on now.
He's a Maverick. That's for sure. You guys are dangerous.
I love it.
All right. Russell Wilson, you're rolling him out there, no doubt about it. He's in my top 6 this week. Doug Baldwin, do you have confidence in him in this matchup?
I do. I think he's gotten over his health issue, and he's a guy you have to start.
What do you do with the wide receivers on the Los Angeles side? Watkins, Kupp, Woods?
I sit him.
All of them?
I said all of them because
even though
the
Rams have averaged 35.5 points a game, the best in the league.
Yeah, someone will get involved, but the problem is when you've got the combination of so much so many question marks when it comes to who's getting the targets, where's the market share going, and you combine that with a really tough defense in the Seattle Seahawks, you just can't accurately predict who it would be. The upside isn't there. I'm sitting everyone if I can.
Here's the problem. You go back 2 weeks, a really high-scoring game, 41 points put up by the Los Angeles Rams. Sammy Watkins goes ham, 106 and 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Cooper Kupp in that game, 2 for 17. So you go, aha, it's Sammy Watkins. And you go to next week. The Rams put up 35 points. Sammy Watkins has 1 for 17, and Cooper Kupp is 5 for 60 with a touchdown.
Exactly.
I'm just going to play Todd Gurley in all my positions.
Yeah.
Running back, wide receiver. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Double the points?
I
got a water bet for you guys.
Ooh.
You'll probably take it. I guarantee an Eddie Lacy touchdown in this game.
Yes,
Either of you want it?
Yes, I will take
Jason,
that.
you want in on this? Double up?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Water bet.
That's what I want to be. I want to be me and Eddie Lacy in a convertible heading down the freeway together.
I am shocked at the.
I can't wait.
At the
I can't wait for the goal line stand down there when they roll out Russell. They fake the handoff to Eddie Lacy and they roll him out on a bootleg and gives a nice.
No team in the NFL have given up more rushing touchdowns than the Los Angeles Rams. So prepare yourself for Eddie money.
All right.
Yep.
All right. The Ravens take.
I hope. I hope I'm a wet person at the end of this one.
All right, Ravens Raiders in Oakland. The Raiders are 2.5-point favorites with E.J. Manuel under center. So let's approach this game that Mike is avoiding every single player in. We heard this yesterday on Pump the Brakes, so we already know Mike's thoughts. But there are fantasy owners in a pickle. And if you're inside of that pickle and you have to choose between Crabtree or Cooper to start in this game, both are healthy, both are active, both are playing, you are picking
Crabtree.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I have pumped the brakes. I want nothing to do with this game. But let's say these previous 2 situations where it's rough. You have the Seattle backfield. I'm trying to choose between Rawls and Lacy. For some reason, you have both of them, and I pity the fool who has both Rawls and Lacy on your bench. And I mentioned the Green Bay situation of not knowing who to start. I would rather play Marshawn Lynch over one of those situations, even though I want nothing to do with this game.
Yeah, I think this is a really important game for Marshawn Lynch. I almost went with the start of the week. I couldn't do it. That was too fire.
Do you think Marshawn Lynch cares?
Yeah.
I mean, he wants to
whether
win.
he's the start of the week?
No,
yes, he's listening in, phoning in.
He's just Marshawn, you look a little down. I heard heard Jason thought about making me the start of the week, and then he didn't.
I still love you, Marshawn.
Here's what I'm saying. Even if you're like, this is an important game for Marshawn Lynch, and he wants to win, he's a competitor, but it doesn't seem like a guy who you're like, Marshawn, it's really important that we handle this and you do it. You're like, yeah.
No,
I don't really care.
I think he
don't really care.
I don't get that vibe. I think he wants to win. He wants the ball. So here's the reality for the Raiders. The Raiders are in a slump, and they need this game. They need the win, and their starting quarterback is gone. So what they have to do is if I'm the coach here, and especially when you look across the field at the Baltimore Ravens, who have this great passing defense, but this subpar rushing defense, it lines up to say, we need to put this game on Marshawn. We have been limiting his carries. He hasn't been that involved the last few weeks, but this is the game where we've got to just cram it down their necks. And I think if Oakland wins this game, it's going to be in part due to a good Marshawn Lynch game.
It's a compelling narrative to me. I mean, the Ravens defense have allowed or have 9 interceptions on the year, which is the most in the NFL. And E.J. Manuel, you're going to be prone to that situation. And with how bad Baltimore's offense has been, you're trying to protect the ball. And that's why I would think even like a guy like Jalen Richard is a potential – he's in the same category as E.J. Maguire is for me this week, where I think Richard will have work because the work hasn't been there in quantity for Lynch. So
E.J. Maguire?
What did I say?
You said E.J. Maguire.
Oh, I had E.J. Manuel in my head. Elijah Maguire.
Okay.
Or as we call him, Elijah Maguire.
It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
And that's what makes it work.
I felt it just rolls,
on the other side.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Rolls right off.
Elijah Maguire. Alex Collins is the kind of surprise potential play here with the Raiders' 24th ranked run defense in fantasy. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not touching Macklin. I'm not touching Wallace. I'm not touching Watson.
Who would you start between Jeremy Macklin against a bad Oakland Raiders defense with his starting quarterback, or Amari Cooper
leading the witness
against a great defense without his starting quarterback?
I am playing Jeremy Macklin in that situation.
I would as well. No, I would.
Oh, what a world we live in.
Dirty cake. Dirty cake over E.J. Manuel's
Joe Flacco,
favorite target.
8.2 yards per completion. Worst in the league. You're like, yep, I'm going to play that wide receiver over Amari Cooper.
Yeah. Packers take on the Cowboys in Dallas, 2.5-point favorites. The Cowboys are, and it's a 52.5-point over-under. We love Dak Prescott. We love Aaron Rodgers. We expect this game to be an exciting one. Both defenses have the ability to give up yardage, and I think this is going to be –
the ability to?
Yeah. Yeah, they have the ability and the willingness to give it up. So we talked about the running back situation already in Green Bay. We talked about Zeke. We know he'll be on the field. So let's move to the wide receivers, and let's talk about Dez and his potential to break out in the first kind of, I would say, easier cornerback matchup of the year for Dez. He's near the league lead in targets, but the production has not been there that you'd expect from Dez Bryant. Are you locked and loaded, throwing him out there?
Yes, and just look back. I mean, it's really not that long ago that these two teams met in Dallas, and Dez Bryant had himself a fantastic evening.
Dinner, dancing.
Yeah, I mean, a movie.
Yeah.
And not just at the local cinema. He went down to the movie theater where they bring you the food.
Yeah.
And he had himself a nice time.
Some dessert.
I'm looking for Dez Bryant to have his first real big game of the season. 2 touchdowns would not shock me in this matchup.
Packers defense only allowing 16.8 points per game to opposing offenses right now.
Yeah, I'm not buying into it, though.
Yeah, it's early. And Dak's been moving the ball.
I mean, by the way, Dak is a top 5 fantasy quarterback right now. I don't understand why that Dak doesn't get the fantasy respect that I think he deserves.
If you own him, he does.
Yes.
If you don't own him, people don't look at him the same way they look at Breeze, Brady, Rodgers.
That's
Ryan.
What I'm talking about. Like if for whatever reason you're trying to float Dak out there in a in a trade, I think they're going to say, well, yeah, He's no Drew Brees.
Yeah, and it's the same thing we saw with Russell Wilson, though, or even Cam Newton in the beginning of his career. It's just the longevity. You're just afraid of you have more time and experience with Drew Brees.
Well, people who listen to this show, they don't have any worries because Dak is for real. He's the only quarterback this year, despite such a tough schedule, who has been a weekly quarterback one without fail.
Really, my point is, I feel like the fantasy community undervalues him. If you could trade to get Dak Prescott, I don't usually trade to get a quarterback, but if you can buy him for below even market value, because the market value is not set correctly, I would make that move. So I would just put a feeler out there. If you don't like your quarterback situation, try and get Dak, but you're gonna have to do it before this game on Sunday.
We talked about Randall Cobb yesterday, start of the week for Jason, correct?
Correct.
And then Devontae Adams, we don't know if he'll play.
If
he plays, do you start him?
If he plays, I absolutely start him because he's not coming off of a hurt knee or something like that. This was he's in the concussion protocol. He's practicing. News came out today that he is still not cleared from the concussion protocol.
And he has to clear before the team gets on the plane, which so you'll know soon.
Right. Doubtful.
All right, Sunday Night Football. The undefeated Kansas City Chiefs take on the Houston Texans. Chiefs are 1-point favorites in Houston for this game. 46-point over/under. A test for Deshaun Watson. A test for Alex Smith on the road against Houston. So this is
This is my game of the week.
Sure. This is a game where I think there will be great fantasy value, but you're not certain where it comes from because of the push comes to shove nature of this game. The Chiefs' defense have allowed a completion percentage of 51%. That's the lowest in the NFL. What do we expect from Deshaun Watson from this game? Does he have the kind of ceiling we saw last week?
No, I don't think the ceiling that we've seen the last 2 weeks while he's been playing inferior opponents.
Titans?
I think it's the Titans and the Patriots. Now, that's his floor is pretty good because he's a rushing quarterback. He's going to get enough yards on the ground where even if he has an average to mediocre passing day, you'll be all right in fantasy. We see that with quarterbacks like Tyrod Taylor. But I think his ceiling is tremendously capped with the Chiefs in town than it has been over the last 2 weeks. So I don't think you can expect another top 5 quarterback performance.
What about Alex Smith? You have, shockingly, Alex Smith is one of the top quarterbacks in fantasy. He's played a bottom 16 pass defense 3 times, and that's where he is having himself a good fantasy production. A feast. Yes, a feast, as you would say.
29 points a game for the Chiefs so far, third best in the league.
His one game, though, against a tougher pass defense, which the Houston certainly qualifies as, he only put up 15 points. Are you willing to play Alex Smith on the road against the Texans?
Yeah. If I'm a Drew Brees owner, I'm willing to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm a Kirk Cousins owner, I'm willing to do that. If I'm, a Dak Prescott owner, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, these quarterbacks.
By willing, I mean as part of the streaming options who are generally
I think we
available.
basically said he's an every week start earlier this week. We leaned that direction. This will be a test for him. But like I said, when you roll the Alex Smith die, and it lands on Kareem Hunt or Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce, or he gives the rushing yardage he gave last week, you're in good shape.
Yeah. Who would you take between these two guys?
I would take Smith.
I think I would take Watson because of home road. I mean, right now we've seen Alex Smith. He's come back to life rushing the ball this year, which was always a value to him. But if you look at where he's rushing, when he's been in Arrowhead Stadium, he's had a game with 21 yards and a game with 56 yards rushing. But on the road, 3 yards and 9 yards.
Yeah, if Houston is smart enough to get DeAndre Hopkins, get him lined up facing against Terrence Mitchell, because the Chiefs cornerbacks do not shadow, they're not going to have a problem getting the ball to Hopkins, the most targeted wide receiver in football. So I think I would go with Watson over Alex Smith.
Okay.
So you start Lamar Miller.
Yes.
You don't start Deonta Foreman.
Nope. You don't start Will Fuller.
Correct.
Even after 2 touchdowns?
Nope.
All right.
Nope, I'm not going to do it.
Just checking.
I'm excited for that game. That's a great game. Monday Night Football, the Vikings take on the Bears and Mitch Trubisky. The Vikings could have Case Keenum behind center. They could have Sam Bradford behind center.
They could have me. Who knows?
You're available, though?
I'm on the emergency Rolodex.
Okay.
I don't.
I hope they use a Rolodex still.
As I said it, I'm like, people
Who
listening,
does that?
50%,
What's a Rolodex?
50% of our audience went, what? He just made up a word.
Yeah. All right. The Bears are winning this game.
What?
That's my belief.
No way.
Yes, I believe the Bears win this game. What?
Oh, he's putting the water bet hammer down.
Water bet.
No way. No way. No way.
Bears win. Trubisky, debut, victory over the Vikings. Vikings are hurting, guys. Dalvin Cook.
Hurting other teams.
Dalvin
because
Cook
they're
is
good.
out.
Not worried about
They
it.
lost last week against Detroit, Mike, and they scored 7 points, I believe. And Dalvin Cook's gone. Case Keenum's probably behind center. This game's in Chicago. Chicago has put up a fight in a couple of their matchups with Mike Glennon. Trubisky's going to take care of the ball. He's going to find a little bit more of the offense that we've been missing from Chicago.
That's a lot of pressure on a rookie quarterback in his first game.
He's at home.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a fun one.
He doesn't know what it's like to play on the road.
I feel like Judge Giamatti right now. I'm sitting here listening to this narrative on this extremely polarizing take of no way the Vikings can win and no way the Vikings can lose. And I think, Andy, I think you won me over with some of your arguments there.
Trubisky can get out.
I mean, I'm not getting in on the water bet.
Trubisky's getting out of the pocket in this one, and he's going to be able to find some weapons.
I
it's
know
a low-scoring game.
People are very excited for Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky has only played against third-string defenses. In the preseason, he was not even the second quarterback being called into the game. I'm just saying that that's a lot of hope to put on a guy who – even in college was the starter for 1 year.
Again, it doesn't come down to giving Mitch Trubisky the greatest game of his career. It comes down to the fact that this has been a very competitive football team with Mike Glennon, who hasn't been able to move the ball through the air at all.
Right.
Therefore, I think it's a close game. I think it's a lower scoring game, and I think that the Bears can get it done.
Yeah, where I have trouble with Chicago is, they're winning, yes, despite Mike Glennon, because the run game has been great overall for Chicago.
But the Vikings shut down the run game.
Exactly. And I know that the pass defense has looked bad for Minnesota, but they have the players there who can shut things down.
Last year, Minnesota's run defense was among the tops in the league, and there was a game where we called to shut down Jordan Howard against the Minnesota Vikings, if my memory serves me correctly, and he went full ham, eggs, cheese. He put a tomato on a fried egg on it. Just
putting a tomato on it would ruin the sandwich, Jason.
But he went crazy. Is my point.
He didn't care.
I'm not. I think that Jordan Howard has a good game here.
You got the Vikings defense. They've hurried quarterbacks on nearly 12% of dropbacks. That's fourth best. I mean, they can get to the quarterback.
Diggs, Thielen, Rudolph.
This is a quarterback-specific question, because if it's Sammy Biscuits, I'm firing everybody up. Even Kyle Rudolph, who's been disappointing. He's doing a lot more blocking lately, which obviously limits his pass-catching opportunities. But Diggs and Thielen, I'm still willing to play both of them, even if it's Case Keenum.
Diggs is a must start.
But yeah, Diggs is a must start.
You cannot and should not bench Diggs for any reason.
Murray, McKinnon, who do you start? Or do you start neither?
I start Murray, and I would probably start him in.
What do you make of last week where McKinnon was? I mean, it was McKinnon's job after Dalvin Cook went down, but he fumbled. So do you think that translates through to this week where it's just Murray's job now? It just seemed like the depth chart.
Jason's going.
It seemed like the depth chart shook out McKinnon's direction before the fumble.
I think McKinnon was the
and Murray's
number,
banged up.
I think you see this.
It's
You
also
see
not
this all the
good.
time where McKinnon was the number 2, but he's going to stay the number 2. That's the role that they want McKinnon to be in. He wasn't the number 2 because he's next man up and next in line. I think he has his role, and now Latavius Murray is going to come into Dalvin Cook's role. That's more the way that I saw it happen when Dalvin Cook went down. I don't think it was just because of the fumble, and that's what I'm projecting this coming week. Obviously, we haven't seen it yet with a week of now there's no Dalvin Cook. What is the game plan? We'll find out this week. So if you want to sit him, obviously there's no problem with that. Wait and see. But my projection is that Latavius Murray will be involved.
Confident starting Cohen?
Yeah, I'll still play Cohen. The targets, I still believe that they will be there. Andy, you've said it's a low-scoring game. So do you have any confidence starting these Chicago wide receivers?
No, I don't. I am encouraged for them. I'm excited for the potential of Kendall Wright being kind of a PPR guy, but I need to see that in future weeks before that leap is made on my side.
Sure, and I will repeat it. I saw Trubisky connecting with Adam Shaheen a lot in the preseason, so whether that means it is Shaheen or it moves up to the first-string tight end, Zach Miller, watch what happens there and how the usage, because it could be a huge boost for Zach Miller.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. That's it for the matchups. We're getting into the Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose, brought to you by PlayDraft.
Dang it. We keep the fun of the draft going.
I really liked last week having the #1 pick, getting me some Odell Beckham in the expert draft. I'm at the 3 spot.
Yeah, welcome to the 3 spot. It's really cool. Now, I am the first pick in our draft today. We're doing a quarterback-only draft, so we're each selecting 5 quarterbacks heading into Week 5, facing off against each other, and the loser will have to eat something terrible. By the way, the loser was you, Mike.
Yeah, it was me last week. Just due to scheduling conflicts, we were not able to pay that out this week, but it will be coming. Stay by the Twitter feed. You'll see my sadness.
My only objective is not to finish last, obviously.
Mike, can I trade?
And I'm taking Aaron Rodgers with my first pick.
Trade you phones, and I'll make your pick for you.
Which quarterback were you hoping to get? Aaron Rodgers went first overall to Andy.
I took Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna get the baseline.
I want Russell Wilson, man.
You do? Oh, well, you can have him.
I know. I wanted Dak Prescott.
Oh, the guy I drafted, #2?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll take Russell Wilson.
Not falling into your serpentine pit of doom.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with Russell Wilson. The rest of the quarterbacks here, I'm really not inspired by. I'm actually going to reach a little lower, go with Eli Manning.
Oh, I love that pick. That would have been my target.
Yeah, he was my target there too, so you surprised me with that one. I'm going to go ahead and move forward with –
You're not on the clock, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point.
Wow. I mean, I have one quarterback.
I've never drafted one in all of these weeks.
And I'm already struggling as who to pick. Oh, I don't necessarily – I'm going to buy in the hope of Cam Newton.
Ooh, bad idea.
Yeah, I know it's not my favorite idea, but
I'm going to go Matthew Stafford and Alex Smith. I feel like with Rodgers and Smith and Stafford, I'm just setting a baseline here. I do not want any potential huge busts on my roster because I want to leave those to you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I was going to go with Jason's guy, but I think I'm going to – I don't know if you guys are going to like this pick or not, but I like it. I'm going with the beef brisket.
Oh,
Jacoby Brissett
look,
goes
I
to
think
Mike.
He's an okay streamer.
Gets to take on the Colts.
All right, so, man, Ben Roethlisberger is who I really want to take.
That's what I thought about taking, but I've already gone with Cam Newton. I don't want another one of these volatile guys. So you can hear this, Footclan. I mean, this is excruciating.
Yes.
Excruciatingly fun at the same time. I just have – my stomach is in knots.
All right, I took Big Ben. And now I agree with you. I need more of a safer option. So I'm actually going to go with a guy I have kind of been pumping the brakes on a little bit, Deshaun Watson. I just think the rushing floor,
right.
Like I said, I don't think his ceiling is high, but his floor should
Now,
be
Mike,
there.
I have 2 picks in my queue, and you can't take any of them.
I can't?
No, because I got to finish up with these 2 guys I really want this week.
Oh, man.
So don't steal them.
All right, I'm looking at a couple different names, including Phillip Rivers, Deshaun Kaiser. Phillip Rivers on the road scares me a little bit, but I'm going to take him anyways.
Yeah, he was one of my 2. I'm actually going to go with Brian Hoyer.
That was my. I think that was my third option.
And then I have a final pick here that has been destroyed by you. So I need to take a little look here.
Don't take the one guy I want.
I'm taking Josh McCown.
Excellent, because I'm going to take Carson Palmer.
That's fine.
Against one of the worst secondaries in football.
Oh,
the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I like everything, especially with Tyrod Taylor falling to me at the last pick.
All right, my team is Rodgers, Stafford, Smith, Hoyer, McCown. So I'm going matchups with Hoyer, McCown against Indy and Cleveland. Mike has Prescott, as I call him now. This is the new nickname.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Prescott, Newton, Brissett, Rivers, Palmer, and Jason has Wilson, Manning, Roethlisberger, Watson, and Taylor. That was pretty fun. Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out.
For Carson Palmer, I just want to bring this up because I dropped this stat on our DFS podcast, which you can find where
it just released today.
Yeah, the Fantasy Footballers DFS podcast. Check it out if you're thinking about doing some FanDuel or DraftKings or draft this weekend. Carson Palmer is on pace to throw the ball 732 times.
Yeah, that would be an NFL all-time record.
For over 5,000 yards. So for all the people like Carson Palmer is killing my fantasy team, he's on pace for 5,000 yards, but only 20 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And that's where the kicker is for fantasy football. So I was saying on the show, you're like, that ratio of 5,000 and only 20 touchdowns, they've got to meet in the middle.
Yeah, the yards are coming down.
Ooh, I'm going touchdowns are going up.
Probably both.
This weekend.
All right, that is it for today's show. Again, you can go to draft.com/ballers. That was the Play Draft segment of the show, the Daily Dose, and it's really cool because unlike other companies, we know the guys at Draft.
Mm-hmm.
We use the product. We love talking draft strategy all in the offseason, so you got to keep doing that. And if you're a new player and you don't love playing on Draft, there's a money-back guarantee now. So if you don't enjoy the experience, they give you a money-back guarantee of up to $100. So
they care about their players.
Yeah, and we've talked about it in weeks past where they've been willing to refund money for sudden injuries or
really bad beats.
Really bad beats. So draft.com/ballers. That's all you need to know. You grab the app, use that code BALLERS, and you can play with us each and every week. Get in on some bets like we do. Do a water bet with your friends and put your money where your mouth is, or
Yeah, that works.
Pay the price.
Your mouth where your money is, and do a food bet.
I thought you meant eat a wallet, like you would put your. All right,
I cannot recommend that.
No, we are done for today. I just want to say this. I mean, I'm about to head out of town. So
get ready, people. Next week's gonna be crazy.
I did put a call in to the conservatory, and they're bringing in Jay Grizz.
That's good.
And he will be taking my place.
Also, Andy.
And my pay.
No, I will not wear the shock collar that you have purchased.
Come on, Mike.
I will not do it.
Mm-mm.
Andy thinks, oh, I got him.
He'll
wear
not
this.
Be shackled.
I will control him from the road. There's no chains on me.
So good luck to everyone out there. Good luck to you, Brooks.
I was about to say, good luck to me.
Yeah, Brooks is really the one. Can you use that gavel more often this week? You may have to actually, order in the court. I mean, there's a reason to hit that gavel.
Call order in the studio.
Order in the studio, and definitely hook the shot collar up if they need it. Okay? I'm tired of this madness. I don't know if I can handle 5 days. I'm not listening.
I'm just going to sick Jay Grizz on him.
That's smart. Jay Grizz will be here. No doubt about that.
Footclan, good luck with your games this weekend. We will see you on Monday for the best show of all time. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.